going on, everybody? It's Christopher Darden, the CEO of the J. Morrison Academy. I'm here with our financial advisor, Tavon Jackson, for the Stocks and Finance course. And I just want to ask you a question. If I've never, invested in stocks, if I don't know anything about stocks, where exactly do I start?
Great question, great question. So we have a JMA Wealth Pyramid here, and the foundation before we even think about investing is knowing how much you're spending. So that's the first step.
Okay.
So coming up with a budget sheet, because let's say you're going out to eat every day, let's say you got Comcast with all the channels, you may not have enough money freed up to actually invest in the stock market.
Correct.
Okay, so we want to make sure that you do your you use your Wealth DNA kit and track your weekly budget, track your daily budget, track your monthly budget, and just kind of see what are you overspending on, what are you underspending on, because maybe you don't need to go out to eat every day. Maybe it's cheaper to go buy groceries, or
correct,
maybe use public transportation as opposed to buying gas every other week. So
yep.
Foundation is also having a budget and also making sure you have an emergency fund. And all that is 3 to 6 months living expenses in the banks, but you won't be able to get that emergency fund unless you have that budget figured out. So that's the first step before you do any investing, is the budget and also having an emergency fund as well.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So our midpoint, after I get my budget together, after I figure out my emergency fund, get my financial house together, I guess what's my next step?
So your next step is information. So you need to know what else is out there. You need to know what the risk and rewards are for all the different companies that you may put your money into.
Okay.
So we have what's called CDs, which are called certificates of deposit at the banks.
Okay.
And that's kind of like an IOU. You let the bank borrow some money and then they'll give you some interest. But right now the interest is not that much. You have bonds, which is whenever like your state builds a bridge or a railroad, you can actually help fund those projects and get maybe tax-free interest. And you also have real estate. Okay, so you can actually buy properties and you can hold them and get rental income and get that for the rest of your life. And you know that God's not making any more land, so it's kind of like supply and demand. So whoever owns the most property kind of wins the game. So real estate is really, really huge as well, in addition to the bonds and CDs, and that's how you become.
I agree.
So basically everything here in this point of our JMA Wealth Pyramid here are things that appreciate.
Well, actually, for the most part, these are more for income.
Okay.
So kind of think of it as like a birthday cake.
Yep.
And if you had money in a savings or in a bond and you kept spending that money, that cake's going to be all gone. But with these, you're actually preserving that asset and just living off the icing on the cake. So without it going down, you're just living off the interest or the rental income or whatever it may be without actually touching the principal.
Okay, gotcha.
So can you explain a little bit, just for those who may not be as financially advanced, right? We work on from all demographics. Hey guys, it's Jay, by the way. Could you explain, what's the difference between principal and interest? Can you illustrate that for us? Like, what's principal and what's interest?
No problem. So let's say we had $100,000 and we put it into, let's say we put it into a bond, okay? Say our state was building a bridge, they issue out a bond, and they needed help funding it. So the interest is 4%. So if we look at it, let's say we put our $100,000 in, and our $100,000 won't fluctuate. It won't go up and down. It's pretty much just going to maintain exactly where it is, but we're going to get a check every year for $4,000, which is our interest. So it's not coming out of the $100,000. Our $100,000 is not getting reduced, but we're pretty much just preserving it where it is and living off the income or the interest, which will be that 4%.
Gotcha. And just a quick question again on bonds, because I don't know much about bonds.
Sure.
I know what we have for an example here is 4%. Is that typical for bonds? Does it fluctuate depending on the company, or
So right now, interest rates are at their all-time low.
Okay.
So interest rates are down right now. And that's good if you're looking to buy a house or finance a car. You're getting great deals. But when you're looking for investments, especially income investments, right now it's not the best time to get into the bonds and CDs because they're not paying much.
Okay.
So that's why the rest of the pyramid, we want to make sure that we're diversified and that we have some bonds, we have some stocks, we have a little bit of everything, so that no matter what the economy does, you're making money no matter what.
Okay.
So that's the goal.
Gotcha. So top tier of our pyramid here is simply your stocks.
Yeah, so stocks pretty much, we talked about it before, it means ownership. But the way you make money in stocks is similar to how you make money in real estate. So let's say we had ABC stock, and we put $1,000 in that stock. We want that stock to go up in value to appreciate, so that when we sell it, let's say we sell it at $2,000, we will make our profit.
Correct.
A lot of people think, oh, my money went down, the money went up, I made all this money. You don't make anything until you sell it. Okay? So let's say you had a $100,000 house, and the house went down to say $70,000. Have you lost any money in that house yet? You haven't, because you haven't sold it.
Correct.
Same thing with the stock market. So that's why I think these principles that we've learned in our real estate academy is going to apply well to the students we have in our stocks and finance course, because it's the same principles, and I think they can really catch on to that really quick.
So quick question, Tay. One thing I love about real estate, and I don't know if it exists in the stock world, right, is in real estate, when our properties go up in value, although we can't make money until we sell, right? Or if our properties depreciate and go down in value, we don't really lose any money until we sell, like you said. But in real estate, when our properties go up in value, we can refinance and pull cash out tax-free, or we could get home equity lines, etc. So is there any way, if your stocks go up in value, that you could tap into that value without actually selling your stocks?
Yeah, and that's what's called a margin loan.
Okay.
So what a margin loan is that this can happen in your 401k, this can happen into a regular investment account. But let's say you had $100,000 worth of stocks, and you didn't want to sell it because you didn't want to deal with the taxes and the consequences of selling an investment. You can actually borrow up to half of your value. So you can borrow $50,000 without selling your investment, and all that is a loan to yourself, so you get to determine how long it takes you to pay that loan back. You don't have a bank or a company saying, hey, you owe me 7%, 8%. You're just pretty much paying.
So you could basically borrow at a 50% LTV.
Yes, sir.
So I just know everything in real estate terms.
Yeah, no problem.
So if you're borrowing 50%, but what if that stock drops down 60%? So now you borrow 50%, but the stock has dropped down lower than that margin loan.
Yep. So if that happens, that's what's called a margin call. Okay? It's a margin call. So in order for you to maintain that loan, if it goes below, let's say, the amount that you need to have in there, you actually have to sell stocks. So you can do 50%. So 50% is the limit. So we usually recommend most of our clients, hey, don't take a loan out for 50 because it's too tight of a window.
Right.
But maybe take it out 25 so that you do have some 25K, so that you have some wiggle room.
Right.
So you don't have to liquidate your stocks when you don't want to.
Gotcha. But now if you do liquidate, you have to pay that loan back first, or it's minus that loan, obviously, when you do liquidate, and then you get the rest of your money. Now, is that margin loan, is that tax-free money?
It depends. So if it's in a retirement account, if it's in like a 401k or 403b or whatever it might be, 401ks, retirement plans, those are tax-free. Okay. But if it's in a regular investment account, and what that means is that an account that you can take it out whenever you want, there's no limitations on when you can take it out, it is taxable. So if it's in a regular investment account, it's taxable. If it's in a 401k, that loan is tax-free. Okay. So, tax-free.
All right, sweet. Thank you for the great information and insight. I've learned a lot. I'm looking forward to our Stocks and Finance course. Even though I already kind of took it live, I'm going to take it again online myself. Chris, why don't you take us out real quick, please, King?
Absolutely. So thanks everybody for watching, checking us out with our new JMA Wealth Pyramid here, learning stocks with our instructor Tavon Jackson. If you want to learn more, please go visit our website at www.jmorrisonacademy.com, as well as make sure you go and download and get your JMA Wealth DNA kit. It's definitely beneficial for you. I've started mine as of this week. I'm going to continue being consistent with it, getting my finances together, and looking forward to the foundation of building wealth for myself and my family. So I advise you to do the same.
Chris, what's in that Wealth DNA kit? Why do we keep pushing that? Like, what the hell is a Wealth DNA kit?
The Wealth DNA kit, it starts out with your JMA Wealth DNA kit handbook, which it'll just teach you the basics and just Jay Morrison's philosophies on your wealth DNA, your areas of expertise, your
Got him.
Your areas of expertise, your
wealth DNA. Let's go in order. No. It's not an A and D. No. Wealth DNA. D stands for what?
Wealth disciplines.
All right. So your wealth disciplines. All right.
Correct.
So it's 3 traits to the wealth DNA. Your wealth disciplines.
Your wealth disciplines, your wealth non-negotiables, and your wealth areas of expertise.
All right. So that's in our handbook. So that breaks down.
Correct.
It's a free book for you guys at jmorrisonacademy.com. What else is in the wealth DNA kit?
There's also your weekly, monthly expense tracker. You have your weekly expense tracker, your monthly expense tracker. You have your dream life expense sheet.
Correct.
As well as there's another one is your net worth analyzer.
Correct.
So,
and your daily tracker as well.
And your daily tracker.
So all that stuff that Chris can't even remember because it's so much, you guys get for free at jmorrisonacademy.com. Just put your name and email in, register, and you get a webinar on Wealth DNA as well. So it's like 17,000 things.
To learn how to actually work it. So
correct.
Everything's there.
And a video from me. I'm smiling really big in the video on how you guys actually utilize your Wealth DNA kit. If you don't have a daily budget, a weekly budget, a monthly budget, now you have one. Just go get it. All right.
JMorrisonacademy.com.
All right. Peace.